Hello everyone. So in this video I'll give you an overview of one Android Studio project. So in our last video I've shown you how we can create one Android Studio project and how you can run a project in an emulator. Okay, I'll start from creating one new project. I'll open Android Studio and I'll click on start a new Android Studio project. I'm not going to use my previous project that I have created on last video. So I'll click on start a new Android Studio project. It shows me to select on project template and I'll select this one, empty activity. Then I'm gonna click next and I'm gonna give one name for my project, my first app, and the package name should that I have explained to you on last video, that it's like com.your domain name and .your application name. Okay, so for example my domain is mydomain.com, so I'll write here as com.mydomain.myfirstapp. Okay, and this is where I am saving this project. So I already have one project here, so it's showing as my app2. I'll just rename it here. If this folder is not available inside this folder, then Android Studio will automatically create it. Then I'm selecting the language as Kotlin and minimum SDK is Android 4.4, that is KitKat. Okay, so this application can be installed on Android 4.4 and above devices. I'm gonna click finish here and it will start my Android Studio project. That is, I'm gonna click on this, untick on this show tips, and I'm gonna click close. It takes some time to complete all the processing for the first time. It likes download some configuration files, download some libraries, and then update some indices. So it here you can see this processor running or not. You can see that these buttons are disabled. Now these are enabled here. Okay, so we can select one emulator from this drop down box. I have created one emulator, Pixel XL for API 29. I'm gonna select this and I'm gonna click on this play button. It's starting this emulator. It is started. Okay, the app is started. Okay, let me resize this window here so that we can get the view of both Android Studio and this emulator. Let me get back to my slide. So basically we have something called activity. This is the entry point of any application and it represents a single screen. Here you can see that this file name, this Kotlin file name, it's named as main activity. By Android gives the first activity name as main activity. It is extending this app compat activity class. So this is an activity and it's overriding one method here. So whenever we open this project or open this app, this onCreate method is called by this system to check which layout or which screen it needs to show. Like here it is, we are showing that this layout we need to show for this activity. This is called activity main. You can just press Ctrl or Command and click on this name here, then it will move it to this file. Okay, and you can see these three buttons here. The first button, it shows the XML file. On Android, for representing views we use XMLs. So the second button, it will show the XML file and also the generated view file. So here you can see this is the text. If you click on this text here, then it selects here this text view. It's called text view, and we have this name hello world, so it is showing it here as hello world. And if you click on this third button here, it will show only this layout, not the XML file. Okay, so this is our activity. And Android, we can create many activities, many activities as we want. Then the next part is Android manifest file. So this one is a file that is used to define all the components that we are going to use in a project, like this activities file, like the minimum API level that we have set previously, then the hardware and software features, systems of features, that thing we need to insert in this file, this Android manifest file. So it's here in this manifest. Okay, one more thing I want to mention here, like you can change the view of this project clicking on this button. Here it's Android view, or you can move this as project view. It will be different looks. It's only changing the view, so I'll go with this Android view. It just shows me all these components that are useful for Android projects. So I can click on this manifest folder, and this is the Android manifest file. Okay, here you can see that we have defined this activity, right? And here it's one flag, it's called intent filter. It says what type of thing this activity wants to do. Like we have mentioned it as this launcher activity and this main. That means the first time whenever we load this application on any phone, this activity will be loaded. So we can have like multiple activities, right? Okay, so suppose I want to create one new activity. I click on here, right click, new, I'll go here activity, and here also you can select all these activities that we have selected before. I'll go here as empty activity. I click the activity name, second activity suppose, and we can also optionally we have this, we can create the layout file that will be associated with this activity, or we can just, if you want to create it manually, then just untick it and just clicking at this generate layout file. This is not a launcher activity, so I'm just not ticking on this. Then we have this package, only one package we have in this Kotlin. I'm gonna click finish, then Gradle project sync will be in progress. That means this project will sync again. And if I move to this Android manifest.xml file, here you can see that one more activity is added, right? And this one is our second activity. It looks almost similar as the main activity. We have this layout file, it's called activity second. I'll go here, and here you can see that we don't have anything. Okay, let's add one text viewer. I'm gonna click drag and drop one text view here. Okay, let me maximize it a little bit. You can click on this minus sign to hide windows, and if you want to again reappear these windows, then click on this project. Okay, I'm gonna click text view, and I'm gonna click on these buttons and drag it to the top, right, left, and this bottom. Okay, so from this right side I can change the text. This is the text view. I'm gonna write it as second activity. Okay, so Now I'll go here in the Android manifest file, and I'm gonna copy all these things, this intent filter. Okay, and I'm gonna paste it here. Now we have defined this second activity as this launcher activity. So if we will rerun this application, you need to click on this button here to rerun this application. Let's see what happens. Here you can see this second activity is started, not the first main activity, right? Because we have defined this as this intent filter. And suppose I'm deleting this intent filter, okay? Then what will happen? It says that default activity not found because we have not defined it here. That's the basics of Android manifest. Similarly, you can add permissions. Suppose you want to access some files in the phone, and for that you need to add permissions for reading writing files. And if you don't add this permission, and if you try to access any photos or any other files, then it will just throw an exception and the app will crash. Then the second thing is like resource folder. Okay, click on this project, and here you can see that we have one folder. It's called resource. This folder is used to include all the resources. Resources means that images or these types of XML files or map images. Values means that you can define your color palette, like color, primary color, secondary color, these types of things, or you can define all these strings in one place. Then all these things we can have under this resource folder. Like we can have emulator, we can have any color, drawable, map layouts, menu, raw values, XML fonts, and lots of things like. So this thing I'll explain in another video. So just think it like it holds all this data that's related that we are going to show in an Android app. Like then the final part, running on one real device. So for this you need to download a tool, or it's a service. It's called ADB, Android Debug Bridge. You need to go here, this open link, and here you will find how to set up a device for development. Okay, so I'm not going to in details, like it's different for Linux, Mac, or Windows. So you need to just install it, and then you can run it on your Android phone. So basically you will have your phone listed under here. So this is our emulator, and also you'll get your own phone. Okay, and it's called ADB. It's called ADB, and here click on this terminal, and you can access all these terminal commands from here. After installing ADB, you can check if it is installed or not, like typing ADB and hitting enter. It will show you all these types of different ADB commands it supports. For example, ADB devices. It will list on all the devices that are already connected to our system. Currently we have only one emulator, so it's showing this as this emulator. So if you have connected your own phone, then it will list on your own phone. Okay, so that's it for now. So if you like this video, just subscribe to my channel.